Hi there. I am the comedy hag. I am here to read to you an original story. I hope you enjoy it. The title of the story is Alleluia. Once upon a time, Brady, an adolescent giraffe, got in with a bad crowd, violated his curfew by staying out late, and at the end of the evening he buggered a bat. Brady was brought home by a police officer. When Brady's father asked, "How the hell does a giraffe bugger a bat?" the police officer said, "Well, you know he has that long neck. That is the best I can tell you. You better ask him for the details." Brady's father was assured by the police officer that buggering a bat was not a crime. Hearing that, the annoyed father allowed the event to fade into the past. Brady grew up, earned a PhD in biology, and went on to work with a research group that specialized in hybridization. One Sunday morning, while he was reading the newspaper at breakfast, Brady found an article about a chiropterologist who discovered a roost of baby bats with long, speckled necks. That night, Brady woke up from a nightmare, during which he was being suffocated by a cauldron of bats. He effused a grand sweat that fell like rain from his long neck and soaked the bed. At the time, Brady was working as a researcher in Dr. Ducci's experimental lab in Quinoa, a country located in the astral hemisphere. In addition to hybridization, which is, among other things, a field dedicated to replacing failed major organs in the human body, the laboratory was also researching ways of preventing obscure diseases which were whimsically created in the spare time of the researchers. At some unknown point, one of these designer diseases leaked from the laboratory. No one knew the leak had occurred until people by the thousands began whirling and twirling in a frenzy, all the while shouting out, "Alleluia." Although the epidemic began in Quinoa, the frenzied whirling, twirling, and shouting eventually spread to the entire planet Earth. With all that whirling and twirling, the afflicted would eventually become exhausted and fall down. Then you could speak with them. They would tell you that they were from another planet, where people never die. The name given to the disease was morbus immortalitas. It occurred to one of the more entrepreneurial scientists that a buck was to be made from this situation. He was undecided as to which avenue would be the more profitable. Insurance and religion were the two competitors. Either one of them could require automatic deductions from a bank account, whether the deduction was called a premium or a tithe. Frightening and intimidating consequences could be presented as an alternative to the automatic payments, such as being forbidden to whirl, twirl, and shout, however painful it would be to deny the immortals their primary form of worship. The impressive inducement of religion was that it could support the afflicted's belief that they were aliens and immortal. Regular attendance at worship services would enable those who were controlling the religion to keep an eye on each of the worshipers. When it became obvious that the afflicted were approaching a stage in life which would confirm that they were not immortal, meaning that they were more frequently falling down, the faithful could receive treatment. The treatment might be baptism by hypoxia, followed up by anesthesia, followed by the excision of the left brain. Any devised treatment would be appropriate as long as the automatic deductions continued. There were so many options. In deciding between insurance and religion, the most important thing to determine was what the market would bear. And then came to mind a profitable strategic alliance with the trinity of religion, insurance, and corporate personhood. Alleluia.